Hi guys, FrostFangs here and welcome back once again, of course, to the Paladins video. We're going to be playing some Torvald today, not doing anything special, just going to be sticking to your regular old Torvald because it has been ages since I've covered him on the channel. As I'm sure those of you guys that play regularly will already know, Torvald did get hit pretty hard a couple patches ago, and ever since then his play rate has been kind of low, at least in casual stuff. I don't see him very often. I have got a setup for him here and we'll be going for Thanks Grandpa for the talent. Direct current isn't terrible, field steady isn't terrible, but overall none of his talents really are that great. Thanks Grandpa is just as close as you can get to decent, I guess. I did actually used to have 3 or 4 setups with Torvald, but I've kind of slimmed it down to just one, which works in pretty much every situation ever. It's very, very standard. It's kind of the thing that's become the meta sort of thing for him. We have Glyph of Freedom, which is kind of hard to say, which gives us reset whenever we get in a limb. Super standard card. We heal the target that we chuck our Q on for 300, which is really nice. We also give them a little bit of ammo. Then on top of that, we also have Wind Dancer, which has been a staple in Torvald loadouts for pretty much as long as I can remember. And then we finish it off with Hearth Water, which is just kind of a filler card. Going to stick to Onslaught and Siege for today. I could do this in TDM, it would work fine, but I feel like Torvald overall is a bit of a better choice in the slightly more objective based modes. Finally got round to changing some stuff with my lighting. Ever since I started to tie my hair up for videos, I kind of realized that I needed to change my lights because I need them in different places than I did before, and I did this little thing up here which looks really, really neat. It makes it seem a little bit more 3D. Some people think I have a green screen behind me, which I don't. It's just my room. The reason why it looks, I guess, a little bit different than a typical standard room is just because I have like acoustic treatment everywhere, so it sounds good when I record and also when I play stuff back in here. But I just adjusted a bunch of stuff, so it hopefully looks a little bit better. For some reason, it's loaded the low-res model here, which is even more terrifying, which I didn't think was even possible. For the team, we've got Emoji, we've got a Pip, we've got an Andrew, and a Canessa. Shoutouts to Nick Pele. I think I might have played with him before, but I'm not sure. We've got Siege Frogale as the map. By the way, he's trying my loadout on Moji, so this might go badly. We're up against a Zin, a Ying, Alex, and a Nara, and then a Grover. So overall, really standard teams it seems. We've got a level 103 Andrew, which does inspire a little bit of confidence, and also a Canessa who does quite well on this map. Go ahead and grab Thanks Grandpa and the setup. I've already gone through everything in the intro. We'll start off with some Chronos. 4 talents. We've got Boom Boom, we've got Curse Revolver, we've got Mega Potion and Steady Aim. Death Hastens. Treacherous Ground is going to be kind of annoying. Life Exchange Yomi, and then Deep Root. So they've got a decent amount of CC there, stuff that really does lock us down, although we don't really rely too heavily on movement, so it's kind of strange that they're going for that choice. I mean, Deep Root is standard, but Treacherous Ground here is, I guess, interesting. Pretty sure the last time I covered him would have actually been when I made a video on him, but I could be wrong with that. I don't know. I'm getting absolutely battered here. There's the objective lost. Didn't even really have a chance to jump back on. I don't think I'm really going to be able to sit on the point very much, just because they have an Inara who alone has a ton of staying power, but then they've got a Grover and a Ying as well. So I'm kind of having to go like a bit of an alternate route. I don't have my shield up because I already threw one on her. Pepper hit her with the shield, so she's still alive, but unless that Inara wall comes down, I can't do much. There is the Q. She's actually still up out of shield, so I'm trying to retreat. I was expecting to get rooted by the Grover, but I guess I'm dead to the Zin anyway. I do have the ult up, so maybe I should go for it. I don't know. I'm trying to run over here to the Moji. There is the Q. Is she still gone, or is she maybe fine? Pepper hit her with a heal. Hello, Zin. There is a silence for you. I don't really know why I'm using my silence like that. There is an F. There's a silence for the Zin. Okay, cool. He's gone. There's a Q for the Andrew. I guess I can go ahead and use the ult now. Yeah, sure. Inara's off. I don't think I'm going to get anybody else, but the fact that she's going to be away for 10 seconds is pretty good. Might as well just use the ult whenever I can to get a kill because I'm not the best with it, but I guess Inara doesn't have CC immunity, so I shouldn't worry too much. She's dropping a little emote there. We'll go ahead and grab some more Chronos. Overall, pretty standard first round. I probably should have saved my ult though because of the fact that the rest of the team did, and now I've got like 12% on it where everybody else is kind of ready to go. Q on the Andrew. Let's push up a little bit here. I don't really know what I'm going for. There's a silence. There is an F. I got slowed to a crawl there because of the Inara cripple plus the goddamn Grover root. Q for the Moji. Gonna try and run back in. Grover ulted. Pepper died. Moji died. Everything kind of went downhill. There's a Q for him. Deep Roots from Grover does kind of shred me. There's a Q for him. There's a silence for the Zin. Okay, nice. Well done, Nessa, but that is the 1-2. I really am not able to stand on the objective at all against that team. Grover went for the ult again. I'm going to go ahead and pop mine. I think that is 3 or 4 of them off the map at least. It's going to be a wipe, right? That's 2. I think we also got the Lex killed because we threw him in the air and Canessa finished him off, but I'll take the Inara and the Grover. Honestly, that's pretty decent. Zin is still just here. Can we finish him off, please? There we go. Hit him a little bit around the corner, but he's gone. Andrew's asking me to go left. I said, okay. Canessa said, no, go right. I'm really not sure if I should go left or right. Andrew's saying that I'm useless on right because I am kind of out in the open, so maybe I should go left. The Canessa saying I am pro ESL. I'm going to go left just because the Andrew requested first. That's literally the only way I'm going to decide it. Seems like pretty much all of us went left, so maybe it was a good idea. I just can't stand on the point at all. Pepper went for the ult. Maybe we can get rid of one of them. Oh my god, he was on like 2 health. Coming back in now. Did manage to pull him off the objective a little bit when I died, but there is an F. That's also a Canessa wall. I managed to somehow jump over her F there. Not a chance I'm going to be able to get on there to hold it, so there is the objective lost. We just have no objective presence, and they have shit tons, which is why we're kind of getting bodied. Was I really low enough to die to Lex ult there? I guess I was. We're never going to cap. At least Moji also realizes we have no point presence. Just tried to hold the objective because or else it's going to be 2-4. Didn't really bother to use the ult because I would have died before I got anybody off the map, but pretty sure it's going to be the end here. Moji's trying to hold it. Zin ulted the Pepper. Kinessa still up, but there is the defeat. Well deserved. They definitely had the better team there, and I will also say the better team comp, especially for that map. But I do reckon if we played better there, we probably would have been able to win regardless of team composition. We just didn't do particularly well. We'll go through the stats top to bottom. Kinessa did really decent there. 100k. Props to her. Feel like I did alright. 5740k, 82k, 10k. Can't really complain about that stat there. Shouts to Nick Pele. Onage, haha, 727. Farvelin. Shouts to Az and Pen. As for the rest of the stats, Pip did, I guess, fine. 0713 is kind of rough, but 48k, 50k isn't terrible. Moji did pretty decent. Anjo did struggle a little bit though. 6753k. Overall, just feel like we weren't really synergizing as a team. We didn't do terribly though. We weren't too far behind. Their Ying did a great job. She only had 2 deaths there. Grover also did pretty decent. He was playing more as a hybrid than anything else. Anara also did pretty decent. She kind of just existed there near the point, 184 seconds, and got healed and stuff. She didn't do crazy damage output though. 21k is actually surprisingly low. Lex also didn't do all that much. Zin was a pain in the ass though. 15,866k. Overall, they definitely deserve the win, as you can see by the stats. Not really much else I can add here, so we'll go ahead and just jump into another one. We'll queue for another onslaught or a siege. Alright, well, for game 2, we've got King of the Hill, Trade District. For some reason, I have a freaking hard time saying that name. We've got an Amani, we've got a Corvus, a Ying, and also a Maeve, I guess. There we go. And we're up against a Drogos, an Anjo, a Strix, a Ying, and a Sky. So we are the only tank in this match. We do have a Corvus and a Ying, so this is actually a pretty good situation, I guess, for what I'm going for, but they do have a bunch of people who deal really easy damage to tanks like me, so maybe not. Anyway, we'll go ahead and grab Thanks Grandpa, and then the same setup. I only have one of them after all. We'll start off with some Chronos and just wait and finish that off. We've got Focusing Lens, we've got Pyromania, Rogue's Gambit, and Stunning Visage, so I guess both of them are going for damage. Then for their side, we're up against Fusillade, Resonance, Debilitate, Nocturnal, and whatever the Andro grabs. Debilitate is going to kind of suck, so will Resonance actually, and Fusillade. To be honest, overall I feel like I'm going to get kind of screwed here as a tank, but let's go and see if we can pick up a free kill on the Andro if he's not playing. I guess this is kind of a cheesy thing to do, but I guess I'm here to win and get good stats. Yeah, sure. I don't think it actually makes sense to go and do that most of the match, just because you probably earn more points by sitting on the objective, but I thought I might as well start off and do it. Can we get rid of the Drogos? Oh, that was risky there. Is a Q for the Amani, Q for the Ying. There goes the Andro, so I guess he's back. There's a silence for the Strix, so everybody can see where he's at. There's a double, an intentional rhyme. Can we get a triple? I don't know really why I'm trying to get multi-kills with Torvald. He's one of the worst characters for it, actually, other than with his ult. Drogos is just blasting the point. I'm just trying to dodge the rockets. It's kind of like a freaking arcade minigame in Paladins. There's a Q for the Maeve as she goes in. I heard Andro dashing. I don't know where I thought he was going though. There's some more Chronos. Back to sitting on the point we go. I'm dealing 50 damage at range. What is even the point of me firing? There's a Q for the Ying. Drogos deals like a full K with those rockets, and I'm out here dealing 50. I'd have to hit him with like 20 of my shots. There's a Q for Ying. Hello, Andro. You're running in a straight line. I'm going to just heavily assume here that you haven't actually connected. I am dead to the Strix. I was being kind of sarcastic, but I'm pretty sure he actually is here because he's gone for a talent and then a loadout, but he doesn't have items, so he's done the inverse of what bots usually do. He is dead, so whatever. Let's push up here on the Drogos, hit him with a silence. Can you still fly when you're silenced as Drogos? I don't know. To be honest, I'm rather confused with what's going on with the Andro because he's just running on the point and dying over and over again like he's a bot, but I don't think he is. Don't bots grab items and then not setups? I can't remember. Andro's walking towards the point, popped the ult, and then I have no idea how to even explain what just happened. I don't think he's a person. How can he be a person and play like that? I'm confused. I do have the ult, but this is a terrible time to use it. I'm just going to drop down here for a second. Hello, Drogos. There is a silence. He's still not dead. Hello? May have just tap him like a little bit. Seriously, can we please kill this Drogos? Go ahead and pop the ult just to push them off the objective. When else am I going to bloody use it? I feel like even if I use it to try and throw somebody off, they're just going to land on like the other side of the pit, so I might as well just use it to push them away. Finished off the Drogos. There we go. The one thing I do kind of miss with Torvald is damage. I don't know if he ever really had a decent damage output, but I would love to see like a way that you could play Torvald as kind of like a tank damage, because you can do it with a bunch of the tanky characters, but Torvald has never really been one of them. Honestly, I wish there was a way that you could make the right click deal damage, like buff up your normal shots or just something, because for me the one thing that feels really non-satisfying with Torvald is just the damage side of him. I feel like the support side of him, the bubble bot side of him, I guess, is really, you know, not terrible, and to be honest, running around and just shooting people and stuff and shooting yourself is a decent amount of fun, but actually just playing him and trying to hurt the enemy team definitely isn't. But I'm actually not doing too bad. I'm complaining here about damage Torvald as I'm getting like a bunch of kills. I'm 20-2. I'm definitely not having a bad time. But what I'm trying to say is that it'd be really nice if you could have other ways to deal damage with him other than just his left click. Like if you could somehow make his right click deal damage with like a bomb or just something other than his left click, because it's been the same for ages and it doesn't really feel very fun to just sit and blast people for 180. He is for sure a bit of a tough character though, because he either is just a character that sits and shields people for the entire game, or just is doing that and not really being very effective at it, which is I guess currently where he's at. Pretty sure I talked about it loads in another Torvald video I made, so if you want to hear me talk about kind of the weird balancing stuff with Torvald, go ahead and watch that one, because I feel like if I just repeat myself here, those of you guys that saw that video are just going to get tired of hearing the same thing. But I do like Torvald. I just like to see a couple things change with him. Either way, there is the win. Very one-sided match. I didn't really talk too much about the game that was actually happening there in front of you because there wouldn't really be much to say. It was a very easily winnable game. For some reason, I just got a battle pass booster. As for the stats, Maeve did decent, Ying did decent, Amani definitely did the best there, 16 for 61k, even though I don't approve of her calling healers useless because I don't feel like they were doing too bad of a job. Corvus also did, I guess, fine, but they weren't really trying to be healers. They were both playing as hybrids with Focusing Lens and Stunning Visage, so I don't really know what she was expecting. I feel like I did pretty good, 12, 2, 28k, 76k. For their side, Strix did okay, Sky did alright. I guess Drogo's definitely did the best there. He was the only person who really annoyed me at all. Ying didn't really do all that much, and Anjo, as far as I could tell, was a bot. I could do another one, but I'm going to go ahead and leave the video here because I don't really feel like there'd be much point in doing a game 3. I'd be playing with the same setup, with the same playstyle, and doing pretty much the exact same thing and talking about the same problems that he currently has. I feel like he's due for some form of overhaul. I don't know when it'll happen. I have no idea if it ever actually even will. Overall, I feel like we did pretty decent. The setup worked well. Torvald is in an okay place. He's not like the least picked character ever, but he definitely is far from being the best. And even when he is that like best character that people pick all the time, it's just because he does a good job of absorbing and shielding damage. That's kind of the only thing Torvald has ever been decent at, is just shielding stuff. And because of the way they built him, he's a little bit difficult to balance, and he also isn't the most satisfying character to play. And even if they buffed and changed a bunch of the numbers with his kit, unless he gets stuff actually changed, not number wise, like actually what it does, I don't really see him being a fun character to play because of the way that he actually interacts with the enemy team. You know, he does have some satisfying moments, especially when you get a good silence on somebody, but I did talk about all this before, so I don't really want to repeat myself here in this video. Overall, I like Torvald. I hope he does get some interesting changes in the future. The setup worked great. It is different to how I showed it in the last video as well, so I feel like it definitely made sense for me to do this updated video, focusing a little bit less on where he's at and actually just playing him and messing around a little bit. Of course, thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys all very, very soon. Let me know what you want to see me do next, and as always, stay frosty. When are we going to get frosty skin for Torvald? Hi-Rez, please.